Hello, friends. My name is Matteo Carlini, and today I will be explaining my cultural presentation. So, the culture that I chose is the German culture, and the reason for that is because my family, or part of my family, is from Germany, from my mom's side. Mom and grandma were German, and And so I wanted to learn more about my German half of me. So for the Hofstede's cultural dimensions, Germans are known for long-term orientation because they have a they indicate like a focus on future planning, which means they like it's common in Germany where if you meet somebody, you meet like a family member. And they ask you, "Oh, what time do you want to meet for dinner?" You're gonna say, "Oh, how about 9:30?" And yeah, that's the time that we meet or that Germans meet for dinner. And as far as investment, I mean, they invest a lot in their family, like a lot of time. And then the second one is individualism because the German culture is very individualistic because it has a strong emphasis on what we call personal freedoms because we all believe that individualism is part of the culture and also achievement. The German culture is very unique because anytime you get an achievement, you will be honored for it. And also strong resilience is another part of it. Is another part of individualism, which is why I think individualism is the strongest part of the German culture. As far as communication, there are a few ways to communicate with people, depending on if it's talking to family, which can be informal, or formal when you're talking to uh in like a formal setting. So, hallo translate to hello informally, or guten Tag, which is hello and which is the formal way of saying hello. And sorry if I butchered that. I don't know how to properly say it, but both of those ways are common when entering a shop or someone's house to acknowledge the person. But it's also good to know that if you don't know the person, then there's no need for small talk because you don't it's kind of like disrespectful to jump into a conversation or to like go straight into a conversation without knowing the person first. You want to get to know the person first before you have small talk. So if you don't know the person, stay away from the small talk. And then the communication slide two, or another part of communication is these are the two formal ways of saying goodbye. I don't know how to say the first one or the second one, but the first one is formal, and then the other one is informal, which is when you would say like to a family or friends. Du, sorry if I said that wrong, is an informal way to address family and friends, and seya, which is another way to address people, but it is the formal way that that's used to address strangers or just as a way to convey respect. Because if you don't, like I said, if you don't know the person, you want to have more formal language than you would with people you don't know. So like if you were talking to like your mother's mom and you didn't know and you don't know her, then the formal way of communication is more polite. And then as far as food, um, let's see, food, it's what is it? One of my favorite German foods is or two of my favorite German foods is Spätzle, which is not as common like in northern Germany, but in the southwestern regions of Germany, it's more common. And if you want to know how to, and in case you were wondering, it's made from layers of Spätzle pasta, with which is usually made with grated cheese and topped with fried onion. And this is typically like served with salad or sometimes with applesauce. And my other favorite food, or one of my other favorite foods that I also love is bratwurst, which when you think of bratwurst, when you think of bratwurst, it's basically a sausage, but it's made with pork. And sometimes it could be beef as well. But most of the time it's made with pork, and the bratwurst is a popular food that you can pick up on the street. Currywurst is not a food that I'm too familiar with because I haven't tried very many German foods, but if I had to try something new, it would definitely be the currywurst because it's a fast food that's that is sold in stalls and fast food eateries in many towns and cities. But if you want to find this food in Germany, the currywurst, you can find it in the capital, Berlin. And then my other favorite food is the Brezel, which is basically the term for a pretzel. And and even though it's sold under either name, it's available. You can find it pretty much at any local bakery on street or stalls or wherever. It's basically a long strip of dough where they that folds into a knot and then boiled before they bake it. And then the other food I want to try is Rouladen, which is a main dish that typically consists of pickles and bacon that's usually wrapped in slices of beef, and that's typically served with gravy, dumplings, and mashed potatoes and cabbage. So yeah, that is my presentation. Thank you.